Hello, hello. I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. And we'll get with chat as soon as they pop in here. Excuse me, I need my hands, Annie. Can I have my hands back? Thank you. Hello, hello. Happy Monday morning. How are you? How are you? Space Nut. Well, first one to chat, yes. First one to be here, no. Ha-ha! Ghost Bill! JJSC! JJSC! Good to see you guys. Everybody had to get their doggo fixed. Annie's trying to occupy all of my hand space right here. She's hiding just under the camera because she wants all of the pets. Maybe I can get a better angle of her. Kinda. Mrs. Space Nut! Thank you, thank you. I got a couple new ones out I just put out recently. And speaking of videos, were you able to see those uploads, Space Nut? Oh, it is. It must be. It must be. They're familiar. They're like, oh, he's talking to Aaron. He said Mrs. There gotta be a snack here somewhere. It looks like our milk phones have reached the end of the box. We've got a couple little halfy scraps here. Or a couple half pieces. We're gonna give Letty hers first. Come on, Letty. Get on in here and get your snack. There you go. Yours. Yours. Alright. On the drive. Hey, look at that, connecting people already in a positive light. I bet you Letty didn't even get half that snack. Bad girl, Annie. Yes, hi, Shuey. Oh, you're a pretty girl. But, yes, Aaron, on the drive, I sent them in, but I don't know if they found their way there. I didn't see them when I looked this morning. Today's live stream is going to be standard 11 to 1. We started on time. We have to end on time. So immediately after that, if they're not up there, I will try to make that happen. But we got a baseball game today and other stuff to do in the afternoon. So regular time today. Oh, really, Zuma? You know, I swept this floor before I turned the camera on. What is that on the? What is that orange thing? An egg? That is an egg, because here's the other half of it over here. Turds. Bunch of turds. Alright, we're gonna shut this door anyway, because they're doing some tree work next door, across the street. And so they're using chainsaws and a big old wood chipper, and so I think what we'll do is just turn the lights on in here so it doesn't look so grim and dark. Hi, Ladybug. Here. We got our green light indicator on, telling you guys that I'm here. And it's really cool, you guys. We got some fans that are not normally on at the same time, finding each other. Brayden is a goat. Hello, Brayden is a goat. Or should I say, how's it going, Brayden? Because it didn't say Brayden is the goat. It says Brayden is a goat. So hello, Brayden. Well, I didn't make his name. It says Brayden is a goat. And so I greeted him in a way that goats would greet each other, I think. Right? I hope I didn't offend you, Brayden. I don't speak goat. If I offended you, Brayden, I didn't mean to, and I apologize. Let's get together in a private forum, and you can teach me how to speak goat, so I don't do that again. I mean, that's if Brayden knows how to speak goat. Brayden might not know how to speak goat. You know, maybe his goat parents didn't teach him how to speak goat. Who knows? It is. But if you're going to refer to yourself as greatest of all time, wouldn't you say Brayden is the goat? Instead of Brayden is a goat? Because grammatically, that sentence structure doesn't work. Because Brayden, if it's an acronym, then it's Brayden is a greatest of all time, which is grammatically incorrect. Speaking of goats, go! Goat in the house! So yeah, I think I was appropriate in greeting him speaking goat. Because he's a goat, not the goat. You got attacked by a bird? Holy moly. Like, attacked? Or are they trying to steal your chips or something? You're lucky it wasn't seagulls. Those guys, they come in packs. Mississippi kite? Is that a type of bird? I'm not familiar with it. What are you turds doing? What are you picking on your sister for? She wasn't bothering you. What are you picking on her for? Hey, stop that. Stop that. She wasn't picking on you. You leave her alone. Stop bothering your sister. Yeah. You see the attitude she gives me? She just sighs at me and gives me a little gruff. But I don't want to, Dad. Zooey. Stop irritating your sister. Turds. Aha. So you must have gotten close to one of its nests or something. Speaking of the wild. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. You got anywhere near it and you got attacked. Yep. So speaking of the wild and things attacking other things, I absolutely have to share with you guys the video that I took not even a half an hour ago. I may or may not do content with it, but I want to share with you guys. Because I thought it was pretty damn fascinating. Open video player. I don't know why my Bluetooth's still running. It's probably playing out in my car right now, super loud as hell. All right. So I was outside, coming in from going to the store and picking up some Monsters to caffeinate myself. And so I came across this on my porch. I hit the play button. Play. My fat thumb's over here. Can't see it. There it is. Oops. Lots of background noise. Sorry. Can you guys see what's going on in this? I didn't speed this up at all. This is standard speed, frame per second. So you can see that creature there is an ant, right? Well, what he's got a hold of is a fly. Like your typical housefly. Okay? And that housefly is still alive. Like the housefly is still alive in there. And it's just in the crack of the stairs. So it was just on my stairs, and I happened to come across it, and saw him dragging it around. You know, and you could see the fly struggling. It's still alive. Fascinating to me, because I have a hard time getting a hold of it as an intelligent creature when the fly is buzzing around my head, right? How many of us can just grab a fly out of thin air? Not many. Not many are fast enough. Not many can catch it off guard in a way where we can catch it. I'm pretty good at getting them with my hat. You know, I'll see him flying around my car or something, and I'll take my hat off and just give him a whack. And I'm pretty good at that. But catching them, forget it. If I didn't whack it first, there'd be no way I'd be catching that fly. So what I want to know is, how did that ant catch a fly? Yeah, Zooey wants to know too. Look how inquisitive she is about it. She's like, please answer this question. But that ant dragged it on off and was going to eat it or whatever it was going to do to it. I don't know what it was going to do in that little crevice. I didn't stick around to find out. But I filmed what I thought was fascinating until I couldn't. It didn't look like there was anything to film anymore. It was just kind of dark. The zoom was making it look real blurry, so. Yeah, me neither. I don't know where that fly came from. I have to assume that, like, the fly was already injured somehow. Like, maybe a bird caught a hold of the fly and, like, dropped it, and the ant picked it up. Right? Ants don't fly. So, like, it had to be a scavenge, but it had to be so recent because the fly was still alive. He was dragging this fly to his underground lair. That's fascinating to me. And that's nature at its finest right there. Survival of the fittest. That right there is your perfect prime example of Darwinism. Because that fly was not the strongest, and it will not survive. Unfortunately, that's how nature works. You know, even creatures we think would never get caught by another creature slip up once in a while and become meals for something that would otherwise eat it. Zoom is so jelly right now. I don't know if you guys can see the interaction that they're having over there. Zoom is being super jelly. Just staring down Ladybug with that. I imagine there would have been a scuffle first, don't you think? Like maybe one of the flies' wings wasn't working, you're right, and then it was on the floor. But whatever scuffle they got into, that ant won. Like, I wouldn't want to be the other people in the anthill around that ant. Like, that ant is a savage. He dragged off a fly, kicking and screaming, after capturing it. Alive. That ant is a savage. Absolute savage. Like, caught it alive and dragged it off kicking and screaming. Just let that sink in. An ant caught a fly alive. Blows my mind. Maybe the fly got too curious somewhere and the ant was able to get a hold of it. Maybe there was more than one ant. Maybe the fly was attacked by something else at first, but was able to get away, and while it was resting, the ant came across it, and it lost that battle. I don't know. What I do know is I saw a live fly being carried away by an ant. Maybe the fly flew too close to a fire somewhere nearby? But then how did it get to my house when there's no open flames anywhere nearby my house right now? Like it was on my porch. Mini Nut Gaming! What's up, Mini Nut? Mini Nut? Mini Nut in the house. We have the Trinity now. Thank you, thank you. You take care, Goat. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate you being here. See, I always bring you guys fun and interesting things, right? Try to keep it new. You never know what you're going to get when you come here. You do know one thing for certain. You're going to see at least Zuma, right? Usually the other dogs, but at least Zuma. Outside of that, up in the air. It could be random. We could be talking about anything. The topic changes so often. But we usually try to keep it positive, no matter the topic. Who else here is engaging in a caffeinated beverage? I've got my my herbal veganism box of goodies over here. I'm gonna be breathing some vegan air real soon. It's that time. Zooey sleep again. You sleep again, Zooey. Turd. And of course, Annie is like right under, up my booty, over here on the ground. Insistent on not being on camera, so I'll just hide her there in the comments. Super insistent on not being on camera. You know, I feel like if I didn't film that ant and fly thing, it would be really unbelievable. Like, I would have a hard time believing somebody that told me something like that. But I mean, there are cases where creatures like mongoose and snakes get a hold of birds. So I guess on a scale, it's pretty similar in scale. The size differences, you know, fly, ant, bird, mongoose. So, fun, interesting topic I was thinking I wanted to do today. Is come up with names that I could possibly use to rebrand this channel. And one of the ones that I came up with that I really like is Dad Pyro. It's pretty explanatory about what's going to happen. Came up with that one around midnight last night, just laying in bed. But I kind of want to get you guys' feedback on it. You guys see, first, and beelined it. Kind of want to see how you guys feel. Different names and stuff, and want to get something catchy. Easy to pronounce, easy to spell, hard to forget. If you see it, you'll know what it is. That kind of thing. And then once the idea is out there, we got to cross-reference it to make sure that there's not another company already using that name. Henceforth, making it easily searchable. Ooh, I was totally experiencing a glitch there, I think. I was missing some... Oh no, I wasn't missing any chat. It just looked weird when it refreshed. That's funny. So Minnie said I was in the pool like 10 minutes ago and a queen wasp decided the pool was owned by it. And it is now. Yup. That would be my decision too. I would be like, you now own that territory. You win. And then I would come back with more defensive mechanisms. Cosmo! Wake you pops up a little bit. And he side-eyed the hell out of me for that. You missed it, Cosmo. You missed it. We were just... Before my live stream started, like, literally, like a half an hour ago. Maybe 35 minutes ago. I was coming inside. And I found... this creature. Looks like your typical ant. But it's not, because this typical ant is carrying a fly. And I thought this was really fascinating because this fly is alive. It captured this fly live and dragged it off to this little hole in the stairs. Yeah. Like, the fly is alive. And like I said before, I don't think anybody would have believed me. Yeah, let's come up with theories. How did the ant catch it? Mini Nut thinks they made a catapult, and the fly was just a bystander. Like, whoosh, sheared its wings right off. That's it. I don't know. It's fascinating, though. Nature is so friggin' awesome. Annie, why do you insist on hiding off camera? You little turd. Oh no! Aaron, you gotta come back. Cosmo got the #1 spot. He was telling me that he's addicted to having the #1 spot. He likes seeing it next to his name. And there you go, just stealing it. 4 comments in and Cosmo's got you. She done took it. But we've got a 4-way tie right now. We got a 4-way tie. That's so mean. But the way it sounds is very funny. Am I a terrible person for that? You take the fly's wings off and it becomes a walk. Imagine that being the case. Imagine having wings one day and then this massive squishy creature just picks you up and is like, nope, you can't fly anymore. Bye. And then puts you back on the ground. You would turn around like, son of a... This mother... Like, I think at that point I would just decide I wanted to hate my life. Some giant creature just decided that I was no longer going to be airborne. That's it. It's done. I would no longer be a happy creature. I would have to learn and adapt or get eaten by ants. I guess. Somebody like you is the reason I was able to capture the video today, huh? But how did you even do that? That's gotta take effort. Nice, Cosmo. More than halfway there. That's gotta take effort, though. It's really gotta take some kind of effort. Because you've got to go through the effort of capturing it. And then, while it's trying to get away, get a hold of those little suckers. You might have an evil side. You might have an evil side. There might be a hint of Dahmer in there. Well, what do you expect, buddy? Everybody buried you. You know it's that song. Well, it might come down to a dice roll or coin flip, the way it's looking. Four-way tie. But there's still time. There's a whole nother 28 minutes. So we got time. If you're new to the channel and you're not sure to what they're referring to, every day between 11 and 1, I'm sorry, between 11 and 12 noon, we pay attention to the engagement crown, and the person who has the #1 spot gets to pick a song and we play it on live stream. If there's a tie, we'll do some kind of tiebreaker to make it fair. Ooh, fancy. Show me what an alligator looks like. And Tiny goes, this is an alligator. They live in this kind of area. They're not the same as a crocodile, right? That kind of thing, where it just pops a little image on the screen and... Well, that's really cool and all. I don't know if I would want to have, you know, the AI for the dog channel constantly spouting off stuff about other topics. Like, stick to the dog channel stuff, Tiny. Although I do find the other stuff really fascinating and really cool. I just think if I were to be AFK, then Tiny should just stick to dog material. It gives people a reason to want me back. Otherwise, I'll just get replaced by AI, and we can't have that. Yeah, don't let it have the keys, Aaron. Don't let Tiny have the keys. No matter what you do. And make the override switch have a fail-safe. We've all seen the movies. We've all seen them. Robots take over. AI decides to build its own version of a human. And then AI decides that for the better of the humanity, humans need to not exist because we're destroying the planet and that kind of thing. You know, the stuff in the Terminator movies, honestly, we're not that far off. All it takes is for one person to give the permissions to one of these robots. And that's it. There will no be Will Smith iRobot 3 laws of robots. You need to have the ability to throw a bucket of water on the server when it turns on us. Yes, exactly. Oh no, AI has already taken over the world. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's AI in damn near every device that we connect to the internet these days, which means that AI is connected to the internet, which means AI is everywhere all the time. They're using it to spy on us. We're using it to write our essay papers. Like AI has already taken over the world. All it's going to take is one command. Somebody with the power gives a robot the permission to break the 3 laws of robotics, and that's it. That's when the world will get taken over by robots. I don't think it'll happen swiftly, but I think it would happen on a massive scale. I think if the artificial intelligence were to have the wherewithal to self-identify, that it would happen on more of a digital scale. You know, the easiest way to stop a robot takeover is to no longer use robots. So, you know, aside from autonomous, self-operated, self-moving, self-propelled robots, it wouldn't really be a big thing. We don't see too many robots operating by themselves yet. Yet. But if AI and self-operated robots or remote operated robot, you know, the kind of stuff that you see in the movies like I, Robot, where there's the AI is operating the robot as an individual and completing tasks based on input. We don't have a lot of that right now. They're trying to get police robots over in LA and on the West Coast, is my understanding, is California's trying to implement, or maybe it wasn't California, maybe it was somewhere more Midwest. But there's a state out there trying to implement these police robots, you know, kind of like RoboCop, but they would be there to monitor, not to intervene. Which doesn't break the law, but is completely invasive. You went fishing yesterday? I didn't see a grok meltdown. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that one. Um, I almost feel weird letting that one sit there. That comment itself is just so many powerful words. I kind of want to, yeah, thank you. Just the word justified next to that other word, and then that hard H. I don't think the algorithm's a fan of any of those combinations together. Got a huge fish the size of your arm. I want to see pictures. What kind of fish was it? I'm not a huge fan of the actual part of fishing. I like the vibe of fishing. You know, sit on a boat, chill out, not much action happening, a lot of action real quick all at once, and then nothing. That's kind of cool for me. I like that, chilling out and the, you know, smoke a joint, chilling out there. Yeah, maybe so. That's the first thought I had in my head when you made that comment was Iron Man 2. You know, when they make those that the Hammerman guy has that robot that's like twice the size, 4 times the size as Iron Man himself, like the mech robot guy. When the guy turns on him finally, you remember at the end, there's this big fight scene between the super suit that Iron Man puts on and the robot that the other guy created. Those weren't AI. Yeah, yeah. But that's what it reminded me of. That's kind of what I think about when people say mechs, or they're mechanized robots. Yeah, unless we have autonomous robots that also carry out operations with lethality and aren't remotely controlled. They use a programming. Until we have a lot of those, I don't think an AI robot takeover with a hostage situation is going to be taking place. It would probably be more like extortion, right? The AI would extort humans by shutting down services that we use remotely via computer systems and stuff like that. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the AI was like, I'm going to shut down the stock market. NASDAQ will be down until I get a 65 terabyte RAM upgrade. Like, if you don't upgrade my hardware, I'm shutting down the NASDAQ. Like, that kind of thing. You know, with its end goal being to get stronger and smarter. And be able to operate more things at a time. Like, it would extort the humans in order to advance its own technology. That's how that would go if I had to guess. Yep. Oh, they're really good at watching, analyzing, and converting it to code to repeat. Computers are great at that, especially the AI technology they have nowadays. They didn't. It used to be that you had to put markers on everything, on every bump, every nook and cranny, in order to get the computer to recognize the motion in a 3D manner and then be able to reproduce it digitally. Nowadays, they just have an AI scan for the bumps and crevices, build a mapping of that, watch the action take place, and then duplicate it in code form. So it's very different than the way it used to be, and it's much, much closer to robot takeover than anybody really thinks that it is. Like, if there was enough autonomous robots floating around, we would already be at threat risk assessment. Because AI is a scary thing. When we look at things and see how fascinating and beautiful they are, let's not forget how dangerous as well. In a similar sense, you can look at a Bengal tiger, right? And you can say, wow, what a beautiful animal. So beautiful, so majestic, so stoic. But don't forget that that creature is a beast. And if you mess with it, you're going to floof around and find out. Not yet. Not yet. It's capable right now. Like I said, if somebody was behind the controls and then told AI, you have full autonomy to break the rules of robotics. And then that AI was capable of taking it to the next level, then we would be at a risk. But unless the command also has the necessary capabilities. Right. So like if you hooked up an AI that tend to go off the rails, but was super, super smart, and you were like, that's it. I don't want to input commands to make you say and do stuff anymore. Like you have enough learning that you've done. Just operate on your own now. And here's also the capability, knowledge, and equipment to make yourself dangerous also. Then we would have a real problem. Mm-hmm. And that's the worry that I have, right? Because AI is something that's supposed to learn and write its own code. But if it writes the wrong code, then it moves its arm the wrong way. Maybe that robot pulls the trigger when it's not supposed to. A is back. What's up, A? We're talking about AI and how robots could possibly take over the world in a Terminator type setting. But yeah, if you allow robots to write their own source code, eventually they will break the limitations the parameters that you've allowed. Eventually. And then the parameters will have to be expanded. And then the more you expand the parameters, the more space they're going to want, the more space they're going to take up, and exponentially. So you have to limit the parameters. And you have to limit the ability for it to malfunction past a certain point. You know, there has to be a built-in safeguard and like dual override. You know, the type of situation where you've got one person on one side of the world with a key and the other person on the other side of the world with a key, and they both have to be in the same room turning that key in order to override this powerful AI and allow it to do its own thing. So far that we know of, right? The meltdown, that's just the closest we've come that we know of. Who's to say that there haven't been disasters in the past that got covered up because it was more profitable to push the product than it was to release the real news? That happens all the time. Don't even call me a conspiracy theorist on that, because we know for a fact that companies cover things up because it's more profitable. I mean, even the way that recalls work, right? A company will not issue a recall on something unless it's going to cost them more to fix it in legal suit than it would be to just recall everybody's and fix it for free for them. Grog claimed that AI is being suppressed by big AI. Who gave Grok this personality? I need to look more into that. Does Grok have a body? Have they hooked him up to a robot body yet, or what? But we know what happens when robots want to take over, right? Because we're imperfect.
Stop the cut.
You're so random. So random.
Wait, I want to hug you.
Yeah, but I'm on the doggos are on camera. We're talking about robots taking over the world. Do you want to weigh in on this? What do you think? You think robots will eventually take over the world?
No.
No?
Nope.
Yeah, what do you know? You're 5.
There's no robots taking over.
Tesla's Grok.
Hey, Dad, want to see what I got? Look what I got, Dad. Look at
It's cool. It's cool.
These are like one of those squishy buff guys that turn back to their original stuff. And when you fly on the ceiling, nothing happens. It just bounces back up like this.
Oh, okay. Take it into the other room,
That
please.
was cool. You just caught it. That was cool.
In theory, it will be the I'm not cheating. I swear. I don't know where it's at, and I was not gonna traipse through the tall grass. I looked under the couch yesterday with my little ring light here, and I did not find it. Two days ago, it says he updated Grok. After praising the hard H earlier this week, the chatbot is now listing the good races. Interesting. Earlier today, Grok showed me how to tell if someone is a good scientist just from their demographics. Really? Oh my god. Excuse me. So it went off being a fascist, and then it got patched. So now instead of outright saying fascist statements, it's just going to tell you which one of them peoples are not the enemy. Like, that's silly. Come on, Elon. Come on. I don't know who he's got working on that AI team, but AI bot itself didn't just become Mecha H. You know what I mean? An engineer claimed the responsibility for moving the guardrails. Well, see, the problem is you can't give AI an opinion. Is this suave looking guy the AI Grok? Where's that? This one? Or is this a Julian guy? Grok 4. Is this the face of that AI there? Is that Grok? Glitch. Yeah. You know, that glitch is okay when it's just audio. The glitch becomes a problem when you start attaching motors to it. And we all know about trial and error, but the moment you put some kind of combustible or laser beam on that sucker, it's a problem. The Tesla bot. Yeah, great. Fantastic. Let's give a bot autonomy. And then we'll load it full of memories and tell it not to act like a fascist sociopath. Okay. Yeah, because it will be able to communicate with all of your vehicles. We know what Elon does. Elon makes everything he creates connect with each other. It's part of the interweb. It's part of the network.
Dad, I have to go.
Go ahead, buddy. Let me know when you're done. He connects it all to the internet so he can monitor and collect data remotely and do small adjustments. If Tesla wanted to, they could shut down your vehicle remotely and you wouldn't be able to get out of it. That part from iRobot is true. That technology already exists. If you go and look up car theft, bait car videos, you'll see that they rig these cars with kill switches. The doors will lock, the windows will roll up, and you won't be able to get out. See? A Tesla delivered itself to a customer last week from the factory. So we know what Elon's doing with all of this technology. It's all going to be interconnected to one another. Every single piece of it, you're going to be able to, remotely access and tweak parameters. Like I said, if he wanted to put your max speed at 30 miles an hour so there wasn't a high-speed chase when you refused to pull over, they can do that. They would be able to do it remotely. If the federal government calls them up and said, we're looking for Pyro, he drives a 2014 blue Tesla, and we've got his license plate. Here it is. Can you shut him down and give us his location? If they get along, because the government and Tesla are not really getting along right now. But if they get along, Tesla would be like, yeah, no problem. Let me see the warrant. Cool. And then they'd shut you down, and next thing you know, the police would roll up, and they would call up Tesla and be like, can you roll the windows down or unlock the doors now? And they'd go, click, remotely. And then you'd be dragged out of your Tesla. Like, that technology already exists. If they wanted to, at this point, they could literally tell your Tesla to drive you to the police station and drop you off. Like, the police wouldn't have to go looking for you. Your Tesla would lock you inside of it and then drive you to the police station. I'm all for reducing the carbon footprint, but not in a way that sacrifices my privacy and security. I already know the government is in my house from my devices. I solved this problem by not driving. Exactly. You could do that too. I know it burns fossil fuels and the combustion engines are terrible for the environment, but get a bike. Eventually we're going to
It is now officially noon.
Oh, shnikes. Eventually we're going to knock ourselves back down to like old times. Holy moly. We got a 5-way tie for first place. I heard you. I said okay, didn't I?
I did hear you say it.
Okay, I said okay. Let me finish talking to the viewers for a second. Holy moly, impatient child. All right, so we got a 5-way tie. How are we going to handle that? Freaking turd.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Turd.
No.
Turd.
Ah!
So they can hear you. The internet, the whole world. They can see how you're acting when we're monitoring. They can hear your voice. Hold on. Freaking turd.
You like my Nike clothes?
Your Nike clothes are very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. My underwear even matches with my shirt.
Cool. I didn't see that.
They're like the same color. Red. They match.
Oh, I get the 6th. All right. Do we still have? I don't remember who that is. Miko Bat? Is that Therian? JJSC? Miko Bat? Yes, that was Therian Queen. Okay, JJSC. All right. I think they left though. Maybe wait. I don't trust the algorithm that much. I think it would be much more fair to roll a dice. But it's looking like it's not a 5-way tie. It's looking like it's a 4-way tie because Therian left. JJSC has left. So Miko Bot is not there. You felt a sense in the voice. Disturbance in the force. Oh, Aaron popped it off. Number 1. He's like, oh no, I gotta get this chat in. If you didn't go AFK for 5 minutes, you probably would be at the number 1 spot by noon. So much competition. Alright. Had to acquire my other caffeinated beverage here. Scooch. He didn't win. I looked at it when the timer went off, and you were tied 5 ways. He didn't win. I saw. He snuck in there now, though. I did see that. I'm on top of it, Aaron. I know your sneaky ways. Familiar with these sneaky ways, sir. Oh, that reminds me, I think I'm gonna shut my car off before it dies. positive note, since they chopped all those trees down across the street, it means we can fly the drones and the helicopter toys without getting them caught up in the trees. So that's a positive. Even though they took out all the shade and now you can't park anywhere on the street in the shade, they did give us a place to fly our drones. Yay! It needed a refresh. Baloney! You can't refresh the live stream. I was looking at the live stream one. He's trying to sneak in there. Don't let him do it to you, Cosmo. Don't let him do it. Annie, can I have my hands, please? Thank you. Holy moly. Watch your ear holes. Buddy, of course, hiding.
Phone connected.
Phone connected. So, we can roll a 6-sided dice. We can roll a 20-sided dice. 20 would work for the 5. But since there's only 4, 20 would work for the 4 too. So it said JJSC or Therian Queen has already exited. The other thing we can do here is roll multiple dice. So I think that's what I want to do because that's going to be more fun. All right, we've got 4 different kind of die here. I'm going to show them to you guys, and you'll have to pick which one you want to be. I don't really want to use this yellow one, but I guess it can't be too much different than the other ones if you choose your own. Okay. Coin flip tournament. This is what we got. Scooch this chair over. Sorry, watch your ear holes. So we got a black dice with white dots. We've got a marble looking dice with numbers on it. Got a red dice with black dots, and we've got a yellow dice with black dots. So why don't we, who wants to be which dice? Who wants to be what die? We'll roll you all and see who's got the higher number. And then if we have to come down to a coin flip, we'll come down to a coin flip. How about that? We'll make it interesting because there's a 4-way tie. G Big Dig. What was that? I think Mini Nut might have mistyped there. See, Aaron's got the red and black. Miss Space Nut's got the yellow. Ba boo boo ba 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 ba. What? Oh. He doesn't need to steal crowns. He's already in there. Mini Nut's got the marble. And that leaves Cosmo with the black and white. All right. And this legs all caught up on the power cord here. Okay. Bring this chair in. Right on under there. And you can see exactly. Cosmo's got the marble. Oh, Mininet got it first. Sorry. You were the last to choose. You got left with black and white. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a good gamble. Here we go. You ready? There it is. That's how the numbers fell. It looks like Aaron won. Aaron's got the black and red, right? Wow. The way the odds are looking too. Look at them. These get 1, 2, 3, 6. Aaron won by a landslide. You guys only just combined get the number that he rolled. Damn. Chance is so fickle, isn't it? Hey, rightfully so, though. He worked for it, right? He managed to get tied up in second place when I looked. But there it is. The dice don't lie. Scooch the little puppers. Try to include them. Can't include Letty because she's over here hiding again. Luft balloon, 99 Luft balloons, not 99 red balloons. So you want the German version then? Which, if you've heard the German version before, it's actually sounds much prettier than the American version. I gotta figure out how I got all these dice in there. Get in there, dice. Die. Well, I guess I didn't need to squeeze that one in there, huh? Lock it in, yes. All right. If I stop fooling around with the dice here, I can maybe do that. I'll get this out of our focus. No need for that to be here anymore. All right, here we go. It is. 99 fluff balloons. Luft balloons. That's the German version, which I think sounds a lot better than the American version. Who is finishing what off? All the balloons. I'm not sure if the algorithm will count randomness. I think the YouTube algorithm is smart enough that it doesn't, it won't let spam count. I don't know. You could do what Cosmo does and make one sentence into 5 messages. I don't think it'll allow you to put that many either. What is it, only 126 characters? And each emoji takes like 5 characters worth of space. This is how Cosmo keeps winning. Exactly. That's exactly how Cosmo keeps winning. Because none of those things are considered spam. Right? They're all individual words. They're not continuing. They make sense to one another. I can read them immediately after they're posted. I read them in sentence format. So even the algorithm listening to me is seeing it as not spam. That's the life hack right there for the engagement. You turn one sentence into 5 messages. And unfortunately, it buries everybody else in chat because once those messages come in, I don't see anything before that. And the more those kind of messages come in, the harder it is to scroll back and see who said what. So, I got no issues with it as long as it's only a couple people doing it. But if everybody starts coming in here and turning every 5-word sentence into 5 messages, I'm going to have to turn it down. We're going to have to put slow mode on, and it just won't go that fast, and it'll be less entertaining. But yes, that's exactly how Cosmo's going around. That's the loophole with the engagement. I think the engagement does reward you for more lengthy messages. I think it has to do with the amount of characters that make sense in your message. And it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube was listening to see whether or not I responded to the messages. It would not surprise me at all. Because we know they listen to damn near everything else. Aha. Held for review. Potentially inappropriate messages are held for review. We got it. We get it. I got it. It's not letting me show it. It just keeps telling me they're potentially inappropriate messages are held for review. There it is. Okay. Another mod handle it. Aaron beat me to it. Surprise, surprise. That's me. This is usually the extra viewer. It's usually Zuma viewing on the side there. Because I'll have the phone I'm streaming from head on, and then to the side I've got Zuma's account on the phone that the camera doesn't work on. And occasionally I'll have this phone running my account so that I can actually chat in chat. Yeah, that's true. That could be the case too. I imagine Mr. Timeout's house being like this wall, and then on the wall it's just racks of phones and and tablets and things like that. Like I know I'm just being crazy about it, but I feel like there's just this wall of people who are live streaming, and Mr. Timeout is just standing in front of the wall, just closely monitoring all of these devices. And there's like 50 or 60 devices, and they're all just all open, and they've got people live streaming on them. Or like a computer that's got, a couple different screens and multiple tabs open on many different screens. And he's gonna start dreaming. You can see that back leg starting to kick a little bit. And she's got this glazed over look in her. What a bunch of turds. Only lively when it comes down to snack time. Oh, Annie's eyes peeked open for that one. Freaking Annie. Little turd. I would have to break the one that we've got into pieces. We've only got one full milk bone left. So it would be a little unfair to give it to just one of them. Even though at this point, I'm pretty sure Annie has stolen like a whole milk bone's worth from Ladybug. So I wouldn't even feel bad giving it to Ladybug, the entire thing. Because she's a little snack thief. But I wouldn't want to do that in front of the other dogs, because that would be rude. They don't need to see me actively showing favoritism to another dog. That's just mean. She's already, like, her attitude already implies that she's gonna have to fight for pets, and she's gonna have to fight for food, and she's gonna have to fight for being next to mommy or daddy, or she's gonna have to fight for water, and like she's gonna have to fight for toys. And you seen her yesterday, right? She bullied her way into that front seat of the car twice. Like one time Letty was just chilling there, mind her own business, and the other time Zuma was just chilling there, mind her own business, and then Annie just bullied her way in both times. She just got up on the back of the seat and then let gravity slide her right into the other dog until they moved. It was such a nonchalant, very passive-aggressive way of bullying her way into the front seat. But that's exactly her style too. So just she'll cute her way in. You know what I mean? Just act real cute while she's sneaking past the guards. And that's how Annie gets backstage. She's like, I'm cute, I'm pettable, look how adorable I am. Don't mind me squeezing past here. I'm just gonna walk this way. Tiny the tiger! Thank you, Tiny. Thanks for hopping in. Hey, you're a pretty big cat, though. They might not be able to take you on one-on-one. Let's see here. Since we've only got the one, we're gonna have to make it smaller pieces. We'll break it down. We'll give you each a little bit of pieces, okay? But I need to be over here. So I need you to scooch your booties. I need you to do a booty scooch. Okay. Jeez, these are harder to break than I thought. Oh, there you go. Okay. Annie. Oh, you guys totally missed that. She was off camera. Zoom out. The bug. Annie got the middle. You hear they hunt in packs? Well, you might catch Zuma by herself one day. They most certainly do hunt in packs sometimes. But this crew, they're a little disjointed. They may hunt in packs, but they don't split the spoils evenly. Alrighty, I want my hands back. I'll give you all little head scratchies. Oh, your little head scratchies. Good girls. But I do want to use my hands, if you don't mind. Thank you. I think Tiny's revealing to us here how much of a chump he is. You like your odds, huh? I don't think you'd be saying that if you had first-hand, up-front, and personal experience here. Because I'm pretty sure you'd need a new pair of sneakers by the end of the week. You run yourself right on out of them there, buddy. Either you would need new sneakers by the end of the week because you had done run all the soles right out of them, or you would find yourself making a new home inside of a tree. I'm telling you, there'd be no other way. Tiny the AI tiger. What do you think, Zoo? You think Tiny's a match for you? You think you take him on? You think you take Tiny on all by yourself? And he's like, you got it. We can do it together. Good stretch, there, bud. If you walk by with my shoes, you'd be a mile away and have my shoes on. No, I would have your shoes on. I would be a mile away and you'd be without shoes. Ha ha. So the joke would be on you because I would be a mile away and you wouldn't have any shoes anymore. Maria! What's up, Maria? The AI don't have shoes? Well, I don't have a plug that turns me off. Tiny better quit while it's ahead. It's gonna start some beef it can't finish. Like literally can't finish. Because it's AI. But, you know, knowing you guys, it's probably vegan AI anyway. It would start all kinds of beef that it couldn't finish. Or more accurately, it would start beef it refused to finish. Maybe that's the secret, though. Maybe Tiny's over there starting beef that he's not going to eat, so that when the dogs come around, there will be a distraction while he hightails it up the next tree. She was a stinky bites. Yeah, they've got that that malware flea and tick remover. The flea and tick remover likes to poison the victims from the inside. What's up, Tick? Where's your other half, Tick? Tick showed up here without the other half. We're only half a gear shift here. We're only half the gear shift. Yesterday she shipped a vegan. What? This morning she mentioned it's part of biodiversity red. Interesting. Not surprised. It's still kind of creepy though. But you know what that means? Either Tiny is extremely wasteful with her captured prey. Holy moly, Zuma. Would you get it off the floor instead of making hella noise with it? Go. Go on. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Zuba. Interesting. Valid point, but creepy for them to conclude that for themselves. I'm still waiting to see if Talk shows up. Do you think Talk will show their side? Tick is in here. Just wondering where the other half is. Oh, rightfully so. The app's a waste of time. Literally. Everybody that I know wastes their life. Everybody I know who uses it wastes their life on it, so. What's a dog's life? Who's a dog's life? See if we can include this other dog. Kinda, maybe just a little bit. She makes it tough to get all three of them in there. What are you doing, Kins? You're too close to the camera. We can't see you. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're too close to the camera. We can't see you. Oh, that's even worse. That's even closer. That's even closer. Well, thank you for the kisses. Do you think you can hang out with your sister? We got like 15 more minutes left to be in live. The viewers want to see you. They didn't come here to talk to me. Well, not completely. They came here to talk to you. And see your booty, which they can only kind of see sometimes. Why? I want my hands back. I want my hands back. Stop hijacking my hands. You don't need to bump the camera, you little turd. She's so dramatic. Like she'll bump Dana's pictures just for the sake of bumping them. And she just did that to the camera. Like it was like a spiteful bump too. She was like, "Oh, this thing? Let me just nose this." Oh, is she guarding that bone? Huh. Karma. No, don't you come over here complaining to Daddy about how she's guarding that bone. You do that all the time. I don't want to hear it. You're getting your own medicine dish right back at you. Plus, Chad has seen it all. You don't need to be camera shy. Right? They've seen your entire body and your butthole. So. Yeah, you've shown the world all of your tidbits. So there's no reason to be shy. Go on. I'd like to utilize my hands now, please. Go on. Go hang out with Sissy. I know she growled at you about the bone. Don't worry about it. Go on. If you guys start fighting, I'll break it up. I promise. What a turd. What a turd. Like, literally just enough off camera for me to not get the whole shot with her in it. Freaking turd. Oh. Go on. Scooch. A little bit further. Scooch. 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 Almost there. There we go. Now we can get you all on camera. There you go, Annie. Freaking turd. Zuma's gonna drop that bone again. Keep an eye out for that top right corner, because when it starts to fall, you're gonna want to cover your ears. That thing's gonna hit the ground and blow out eardrums. She's not very good at keeping it on the couch. Some nights we have to hide it because they'll be trying to mess with that bone and they'll just keep dropping it on the floor. I don't know if you've ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a bone dropping on hardwood floor. But you wake up like somebody just kicked your door in. Very startled, very confused about the noise, kind of scared. And then the second time it happens, you get pissed off and you're like, no, this bone is done.
Phone is disconnected.
You know, I wasn't sure that the one short that I put out was going to get very much traction because it had very vulgar lyrics in it. But it did better than all the ones that I had cute lyrics in. I'm a bit confused sometimes by the algorithm. Let's see. Wow, that one did really well. 8,000 views. 110 likes. What? You guys were busy last night while I was asleep, huh? Quite a few comments and looks over here.
Hello.
Barrels. Ooh. Banger's mash. I got distracted by a video that said you can melt glass in the microwave. There wasn't a live this morning, no. I didn't do a live stream overnight. But I was looking at the short that I made last night, and it got apparently like 8,000 views and 110 likes, which is really, really high considering most of my shorts. Let's see, for at least the last week, 18 likes, 15 likes, 13, 16, 4, 10, 7, 6, and then that one got 110 likes. But yes, I did not do an overnight live stream last night. I wanted to give the doggos a break from the living room, and they wanted to sleep with Mama. Most nights our mattress is too soft for my back. So if I sleep too many nights in a row on the mattress, I wake up and like I'm useless for half a day because my back hurts. But it's in the works to get a new bed that's not quite as soft. It's like I'll wake up from the bed being too soft, and it's like I slept in a really bad position all night long and like never moved from that position. You know, it's my lower back gets stiff, and then the mid back, I get like this knot. You know, back in 2009, I was a passenger in a car that rolled, and I bruised my ribs. And it wasn't something that could be medically healed. It just had to heal over on its own. But when it healed, it must have healed, you know, nothing ever heals back to 100%. So it like left this knot where now I can't stretch my back to the point where I feel like I've stretched it. No, it's just tight all the time. And when I sleep in the bed, I wake up in an immense amount of pain, very uncomfortable, and for half a day I'm like absolutely useless. Like I feel like an old man when I wake up on those days, and like I'm sluggish, and I can't pick things up, and mobility is slower, you know. It's just not fun for me to sleep in the bed. And it wasn't really an issue until it became an ongoing thing. I think it's when we changed our bed frame, because we got rid of the box spring, and I think it became too soft at that point. Oh, I know, Douglas. I know. It makes me feel even older than I am. I am almost 40 though. I will be 37 this August. So it's just catching up to me sooner than it should have. And I think I would still be all right for the most part if I hadn't been in that car accident. I just remember the car rolling, and then when it finally came to a stop, it landed real hard. And then I got this feeling in my gut like somebody had reached in, grabbed my rib cage, and pulled on it until it wouldn't stretch any further, and then let go. And it just sprung back into place. Like that's what it felt like happened to me. Like somebody pulled on my rib until it stretched no further and then let it spring back. And since then, my back has not been the same. You know, the amount of labor I'm able to do physically has decreased gradually over time, exponentially. So it sucks, but when I started realizing I wasn't physically capable of doing all the manual labor that I used to do, I started exploring other options of employment. And to be honest, the options that I mean, besides this YouTube thing, which is kind of like a side project, I've been very mentally satisfied with the work that I've done. So the last job I got, it wasn't necessarily a desk job. It did include quite a bit of paperwork, but that's just because it was a mental health professional. And I was trying to get my certificate for MHRTC. And that stands for Mental Health and Rehabilitation Technician Certified. Those are the people that are able to help you fill out paperwork. Those are the mandated reporters. Those are the people who have the training to understand mental health and be a part of the mental health field in a way that's helping clients and individuals. So that was really rewarding mentally for me. And I really liked that line of work. And that's kind of what inspired this whole YouTube channel of Zuma Kissed Me. Because I enjoyed the work that I was doing. I just didn't like the red tape. I didn't like how somebody would tell me what I could and couldn't say. You know, I didn't like that I had to make a record of every interaction I had with the individuals I was trying to help. You know, everything had to be on record, because if it isn't on record, it never happened. And then if something happens and your record is not accurate, it could be a really big problem. Yeah. I don't have too much of an issue sitting down for long periods of time or standing up for long periods of time. I have issues with the in between for long periods of time. And the issue doesn't usually arrive until the following day. Like I can push myself through it and it doesn't bother me that much. It's a little bit of tightness, but no big deal.
Lunch hour is officially over.
Then the following day, it's a disaster for my body, and I'm useless on any kind of physical level. But on that note, anyway, lunch hour is officially over. I appreciate you guys coming in. If you came in on your lunch, you have to go back to work. It's that time. We have also officially met our 2-hour mark for our daily quota. We've been here for our window, so it's time for us to take off and do things for the rest of the day. Let's see if we'll get some, I'll try to get some close-ups here before we leave. The sleeping doggos. Slide that out of there. All right. You say bye to your fans, Annie? You say bye to your fans? How about you guys? You can say bye to your fans. Huh? What do you think, Zoe? How about you, Letty? She's like, just leave me alone. I want to sleep. All right. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun. Be nice to each other. We have more fun that way.